Hey everyone, Craig Williams here, back with another video. In this video, I'm going to give you some quick tips on how to overcome writer's block, or some tricks and tips that can help you streamline your productions and help you get a finished product a little bit faster. So the first one is, if you're sort of stuck for ideas or you just find yourself in a little bit of a rut, a good thing that I like to do is try to do is once every week to 2 weeks, just go searching for new samples. I'm not talking about necessarily going to Vengeance or Sounds to Sample or anything like that to try and get and purchase new sounds, as not everyone's got enough money to sort of consistently buy new sample packs. So the best thing you can do is try and find these free sample sites, which are legitimately free, not whatever. So you got these sample sites, and most of the time it's just samples that people have uploaded themselves, that they may have recorded, done field recordings or something like that. So you can take these samples, and then if you end up releasing the track, most of the time the people just want if you can just send them an email, say, hey, is it okay if I use this in my track or whatnot? And most of the people, because they've uploaded them for free onto a free sample site, 99% of the time they're cool with it. So you got little sounds like stuff that you wouldn't usually think of, and you can use these for anything in your productions. So I'll post a link to this up in the description. So this is one of the sites you can go to and find little bits and pieces. You might hear a sound, sounds like nothing to some people, but to you, you can hear a whole track envisaged around it. So yeah, it's really good just to go searching for stuff that's not necessarily run-of-the-mill loops and bass sounds and stuff like that. You can hear something a little bit different. Next up with that, sort of goes hand in hand with getting new samples, is I like to keep all of my samples super organized. Everything is in categories, in genres. Everything is nice and organized, so it helps me when I'm producing to find sounds a lot faster, and I can keep the creative flow going a lot faster. So here is, I have samples here, and then as you can see, I got favorite samples, acapellas, Apple loops, bass and beat loops, bass loops, and so on all the way through. So I've got a fair few samples on here. Most of the samples I've got just from buying Computer Music and Future Music magazines, and they come with so many samples, it's crazy, of all different genres. So just an example, I've got drum hits, and if I'm making a track and it's a techno track, come along, techno, and then I've got all these. So I can go kicks, and then I can start to sample, like go through and audition ones that I've got in there. There's all different ones in here. Try to keep it as organized as possible, and I've just got all different ones all the way through to like synth multi-samples. So you come in here, and then these are most of the ones that come with Computer Music and whatnot. So click on that, and then so with those you can also make sampler instruments in the different samplers. So for instance, in Logic you got the EXS. In Ableton you got Simpler, or I think it's Simpler, or another one, I'm not 100% sure. And then obviously you got the third-party ones like Kontakt and stuff like that. So you can make some of these instruments, so then you can have them on hand instead of, when you're making a track, have to be making these instruments. You already have them ready to go. Also, sort of carrying on with that, is you can just make some of your own synths, make some patches. even if you get inspired enough to make a track, I usually try and sort of hold out and just continue what I'm doing with just making patches and organizing and stuff. So you can just load up your favorites, plug in new sound, and then just start playing around and getting new sounds and trying to create new sounds and stuff like that. And then you can just come along and save them and then have them on hand. So if you make 5 bass patches, you can have them saved. So when you go to make a track, you already go, hey, that 3rd bass patch I made was really good. Load it up and away you go. If you're still getting used to making synth patches, or you're still just learning, a good thing to do is just jump on YouTube. There's like a gazillion different tutorials on how to make different sounds and stuff like that. So just go on there and just spend half a day or whatever just making synth patches and just saving them, so then they're good to go. Another thing I like to do when I make synth patches is, so say I've got Massive here, and then I'll have an EQ on there, and then maybe a compressor, and then maybe distortion, and then at the end I've got a limiter. So I spend all the time tweaking every section, so I'm really happy with the sound. One thing I like to do is come along here and then save the channel strip setting as, and then as you can see I've already got some saved on here, but on my main computer I've got loads and loads and loads of different channel strip settings already saved for different synths. So I may like the patch that I've made in Massive, but it sounds okay, but then with everything else it sounds really good, so I can save this as one whole unit. So I can come in here and I go, yeah, it's a bass, it's a dubstep bass, and I can go rad bass and then just save that, and then I know that when I'm making production I go, oh, I need a bass sound, bang, I can just got that all good to go. And obviously you can do that in all the other DAWs. That's kind of pretty much about where I sort of, that's sort of some tips that I have to help get my creative flow back, or just get organized so I'm in the right headspace to get everything going. So hopefully that's sort of given you a bit of insight and helped you out. There's obviously other people are going to have other tips, and if they want to put that in the comments and share them with the other people, that'd be really good. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, head over to my Facebook and click like, and you'll get a free 10-track album of remixes. And don't forget to head over to my SoundCloud and keep up to date with all my new music there as well. Until next time, see you later.